to the PCS, they lost to the LCS. That means you got to start making up some wins somewhere if you realistically want to get fourth. So they're going to need some upsets. G2 would be a big one for them to build some confidence. I'm hoping that they can kind of just throw caution to the wind, go wild, go super aggressive. That is traditionally how the VCS has beaten some of these big teams like G2 in the past, is by all-out aggression, snowballing an early game lead. We know that Taki and Shogun are capable of that. My big concern is Froggy and BeanJ going up against Caps and Jankos. Like, Caps is the best player at the tournament, full stop. I don't even think it's a question anymore. Some people would say Carrier, but like, come on now. Jankos has been playing, I think, incredibly well, really smart pathing. And BeanJ and Froggy have been a liability. So that is really the concern. You've also given Ahri over to Caps, so arguably the best mid laner in the game on the best mid laner in the game is a scary combo there. Who even needs your jungler when you're your own best duo?
Hey, don't worry. Jankos is here to both be a ward and remove all of them. If he's going to go ahead and play Umbral Graves.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anyone say that before you, by the way, so you get the credit.
I get credit. I either discovered it or co-founded it.
Yeah. You know, with a lot of your puns and stuff, it's
there's some stinkers.
It's hit or miss. Yeah. This is one of the ones, you know, I'll give you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Broken clocks right twice a day, Phreak.
Exactly, and right now the time is ward killing time. Maybe some stopwatches later on. Ooh, yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Huge Senna fan, great champion. I think there's actually a lot of champs you can pair her with.
This.
So yeah, honestly, I think there are like 8 viable people alongside
you know, obviously
Senna.
Tom Kench is a clear one, but I've seen Cho'Gath do well. I've seen Mundo do well. I've seen, you know, even some of the aggressive pairings in solo queue. I've seen people do it with like Kled and Aurelia and like Yasuo. So I've seen some really wild ones. I don't know what we're going to get to see. I think we're expecting that it's going to be a TK ban at the very least, because that's kind of the most common pairing. If there will be any beyond that will be the question.
I want to see a mage at some point.
Yeah, and I think also Hasmed needs to have something that can carry through side lane, right? Like, if you're going TF, if you're going Senna, that can have a global ultimate to help through side lanes with the ulti, you need like a Camille or a something. Nautilus is another pairing we actually saw in this tourney, I believe, with it. Yeah. You know, I've even seen Rumble. Like, there's all kinds.
It was G2 themselves.
Yep.
So there you go, right? They knew firsthand, like, we've played this.
So it's going to be really interesting, because if you're depending on Hasmed to really kind of gap Broken Blade here, like, he has to pick blind because Broken Blade's on red side. So you just 5th pick, you get the answer. So that's really my question, is like, how are they going to create that matchup disparity for Hasmed? Because already it just feels like your comp is going to be about playing through top, right? Like, you have TF, you have Senna, you're probably going to have some sort of melee farming bot lane that is not going to run over the game. Senna does not usually run over games. You're supportive, you're strong.
Glenn was the obvious look, I thought. So off the
it's
table
like,
there.
what else is it? If you go Camille, he's someone who will counterpick you. You know, Broken Blade is a guy that has a deep champion pool. You know, he has played a lot of different stuff, so he is not afraid to also, if they feel like for some reason they need to actually go top blind, he could just go Ornn, because his Ornn has been great and Ornn is available. It's really hard to punish Ornn enough that it matters with like almost any champion in the game.
When it goes, Bard for lane priority. Braum can just make sure nothing looks too spicy in the team fights. You can play very safe scaling if you're looking for no interaction on the bottom side. Renata actually helps you try to fight in Janner versus Janner.
I actually really like Renata. Okay,
you lose lane on this.
Because I was gonna say, like, I think the other pieces of the comp basically have to be some sort of like aggression or dive. You know, for Hasmed here. The Bard does allow you to really roam heavily, so if they just think, okay, no matter what you draft, you know, as that pairing with Senna, we don't think you're going to be able to punish, so I'm going to go Bard, I'm going to get out lane, get really active, because that can really influence the top lane as well. Vayne, so it might just be Senna support, or it could be Vayne top. It could be a flex.
Okay, yes, I want to see them like this. I would have said like maybe Karthus, but this could or should be a flex.
I don't think it's going to be Vlad bot. I find that hard to believe.
I mean, so back when we were like hyper mage meta in like 2018, Vladimir was a bot laner. I'm reaching for this one. But legitimately, Vayne Vladimir is a flex right now in the draft if the players on the champions.
Yeah, and I mean, if they did go tanks, you know, I was talking about, well, it's hard to punish tanks. Vayne is one of the ones that can. I would be down for it, to be honest.
Please.
This is the #1 team at the tournament right now versus the team that is, you know, in last place, right? Take a swing. I don't think it is going to be Shogun actually piloting it. I would be very surprised, but I'm down for something just completely out of left field because of it. But yeah, like I just right now, I'm not going to believe that it's Vladimir bot.
All I'm going to say is that Shogun has 2 career Ziggs games all time, one of whom is in this tournament. I'll wait to see what goes on here.
It might be.
Because time is ticking down.
You might have named it. I mean, Vlad is just such a weak laner. Like, you are such a weak laner. You have no wave clear. your cooldowns are so long early. I think their bot lane is going to get absolutely pounded.
Yes.
So that is the concern. Now you are like all eggs in the Vayne basket. Like this is like you must absolutely blast Broken Blade for this draft to make any sense. And Bard can get up there and really kind of put a wrench in the gears. You know, maybe the read here is, all right, Bard's going to roam anyway. So Vladimir's not going to be pressured heavily. I'm not saying this is right, but if that is your read, if you can get through the laning phase with Vladimir and Senna, now you have multiple dive threats here, you know, that can actually go backline. Vladimir does scale really well. But honest opinions, I think Vlad is going to get trashed in lane. I think it's actually really hard to last hit effectively under tower while you're being pressured by 2 range champions. Your abilities cost health if you're trying to last hit with the E. Your auto attack is absolutely horrible. So, you know, Vladimir is very susceptible to it, but we'll see if they can teach us something new. This is definitely a new, unique look, and they do get Vayne into Sion. Sion tough to punish though, because you have the TP, and then you have your ult, which you can basically use as a pseudo TP if you're losing lane.
Yep.
You just TP back at like level 3 or 4, and then you just have to survive till 6, and you ult back. He's all in on it. It's Ghost.
Yep.
It is Flash. We'll see if Hasmed can do it. He's a guy who made a lot happen for Saigon Buffalo in the VCS. You know, really, I think this is so much like it's actually reminding me of a game. They played a game where they blind picked Camille, and then they actually flexed Camille to support to be able to have a different counter pick for top. And this is like to that level where it's like, oh my God, you don't play this in that role, but they're like, but Hasmed will have a better matchup.
Yeah, and that's why I like this draft. I was like, I need to see a double flex fighter marksman, right? Or mage marksman. I'm just glad it's happening, man.
I wasn't with you, but you were right. That's 2 in a row for you, Phreak. This hasn't happened before.
Is like my thing. I love the random
dumb stuff in general. Really.
I mean, I'm trying to push. I mean, that's true. Dude, I would just dive happy if it's Locket Senna. If it's Locket Senna, I'm like, it's done. We did everything. The whole thing's been covered.
It's not Ahri though.
I know. If it was Ahri Locket Senna, I'd be like, ah.
Yeah. Ahri Locket is good, but you know they're gonna probably want the damage here. And Umbro Lave feels like it's so popular these days.
Yeah, it's really good.
So we'll see if that is going to be the choice here. Froggy locking gold card, trying to take an early trade there. It is the leash down on bot side. We'll see how Hasmed can do, how aggressively he's going to play this. I will say, you know, when you're playing Quinn and Vayne and stuff, I've dabbled myself. If you overplay the matchups, you can start to take too much minion damage. You can start to really fall behind because the return damage, if you get hit by something like a Sion Q and you start to really take that range minion aggro, can be rough. So we will see, you know, how practiced he is on this, especially with Spellbook. Broken Blade at 6 with Ignite, you are going to have some level of kill threat, especially if Jankos is up there. You won't need much more damage to actually be able to burst down that Vayne. So we'll see what Hasmed can get done.
Got some Ignite. That was like a flash Ignite kill practically. Froggy obviously knows he doesn't have it, so you know he's able to play up down to 100 HP. He's like, you have no cooldowns. Like, you literally can't kill me if you try. So you know he's fine, but does play to the edge. Hasmed obviously has priority. Drops 2 CS, I believe, on the push, but we'll see how much Broken Blade loses once it's under his tower. Early aggressive Trinket Ward in the brush. We'll see if Hasmed does anything cheeky and knows he's going to get the root. And with the vision, gets to put the Q through. You could have Q'd his ward there, actually, and not taken a hit back. So kind of minor mistake there for Taki, but...
And so far, they're actually able to hold the wave enough. I mean, Senna is fighting heavily enough in the wave and fighting heavily enough back against the Bard and the Ezreal, helping kind of trim that wave. So it hasn't actually been a crash or anything. Jankos, again, like, he loves...
Flash charm! That is beautiful. Froggy's going to flash the other half of it, but... It's going to be Jankos in the W lands Dark Harvest. Beautiful. Hey, he says it's going to be 6v4, tends to int. Not today. He is getting the kills.
Yeah, Jankos just does this all the time. People have got to start paying respect to these blue buff ganks. Like, he doesn't even have a red buff. It's the same gank he did earlier today on Wukong. He did 3 camps, and he just wanders mid and gets something, right? This time he actually gets first blood. And the last one he forced a flash, actually chunked out Jojopion in that game, I believe, on the rise after Jojopion had a really good like early first minute. Obviously not much, but Jankos has just been very, very smart with his pathing, mixing it up constantly. And this is something that I just think characterizes how G2 likes to play. Like, G2 is down to cut corners. G2 is down to take risks because they are unpredictable. And even when you think back to the previous iterations of G2 when they won their MSI title, it was very similar. You think of like Pike Top, and you think of, you know, these crazy roams from Caps, you know, playing like Silas or Akali or whatever, you know, these types of plays, and Perks back in the day as well. It's just fun to see that they are able to play what is not considered kind of like correct or stock standard and make it work because people don't know what they're going to do.
Worth pointing out that Hasmed forced the first recall and TP at a Broken Blade well before he could afford a Warden's Veil. Ignite is on. Damage with Taki. They don't have the damage, I don't think. It's going to be a long cooldown on the Q. Shogun's going to try. Flakked going to flash and chase, and BeanJ takes him down. Waiting for his Q to come back, though, is Shogun. Goes flash Q. Nearly the kill. 100 health left on Targamas.
Yeah, that was very close. It looked like BeanJ missed almost everything there on the Ezreal. Oh, back to mid, no flash.
That's a slow.
Oh, you were in trouble.
Gold card stun.
He's got to dodge the charm.
Charm's going to be probably pretty easy. Holds it for a while, and there we go. Electrocute auto attack's going to happen. And a second kill on the board in mid lane.
Yeah, that one's tough to get out of because he doesn't have flash. He can't commit to one side because if you hug one side of the tower, then the charm is guaranteed. So he's kind of stuck in this no man's zone where he's strafing back and forth trying to dodge the charm. But Graves is just killing you the whole time, right? You're just getting autoed down. So really well played by G2. Jankos again, great early pathing back towards mid lane here. Targamas moves over to the side, so they go aggressive. Flakked shifts forward, does get W'd up there, has the cleanse. Shogun going in, but it's BeanJ's arrival here, pushing Flakked over the wall. The E on Ezreal is like, what, 28 seconds at rank 1? Something super long, so of course he wasn't going to be able to get away. Misses the Q.
Missed the Q, yeah.
Yeah, misses the Q, and also didn't use his W before his auto. That's actually would have been it right there. Yep. That's just a lack of practice, and that's one of those things, like, a lot of times when you interview players, and you're like, wow, you had a great Viego game, they're like, well, it's really easy, you just mash the buttons. This is one of those things where an Ezreal player would have W'd there and actually gotten the kill, very likely. If you hit the W early or the Q after, that's dead.
Yeah, well, that's 400 gold kind of missing because no assisted kill out of that one. Still a close game, 200 gold lead to Saigon Buffalo in the early game against G2. They have come back from far worse against better teams. We'll see now as big damage comes in towards Taki. So low and just burns to the red buff. That flash did nothing. Caps in for a bit more. Maybe BeanJ. He can't dodge this charm. This should be kill number 2 in the fight. Even a stun for the Bard. And look at that, Jankos already 3-0-1.
Yeah, Jankos is just making the difference in this one. He is dominating here. Oh no, Froggy, not again.
Flashes in for the back half of the Q. Jankos! He's just so good.
Leave
Cap
him
sets it up.
alone, you bullies.
Oh my, beautiful though, absolutely beautiful. And this is what you expect from the tournament favorites at this point. I'm just gonna say it, G2 are literally like the best team in the world, and they are just so fun to watch. They're exciting, they're fast-paced, they're spicy, a lot of kills.
I mean, Hasmed's like, guys, I'm up 15 CS. It's going fine.
Yep.
Well, he's very likely gonna die here. He's gonna have to flash now. I mean, if you roll that way, you have to flash for sure. All right. Well, he gets out, but it's just the Jankos diff, isn't it? He's been everywhere. Taki late flash dies. They re-dive Froggy again. This is one of those where he's just not, I think, expecting or respecting the damage. But Jankos has, an early rated Dirk. Like, he is already very far ahead. He's level 5. He has the red buff. Hits both sides of the Q. Doesn't flash it very late. Maybe didn't think that Jankos had the angle. I will give the benefit of the doubt that sometimes it can be pretty confusing when you're in smokescreen and you can look really stupid because you're not sure exactly what's happening outside of it. But obviously late flash gets punished, and then lazy recall here. The reset on the R came through. Caps dashes in, lands the charm. Jankos flashes through, gets another kill. Already an Umbral Glaive at 7 minutes, and he has double longsword on top. The man doesn't have an upgraded smite, but he does have a full item completed.
That's pretty good.
And that's a sign of things to come, perhaps, for Saigon Buffalo, as Jankos says, not again.
Nope, 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 nope. No one puts G2 to 4 losses here against the VCS representatives. And so far, yeah, so good. 1,000 gold difference, pretty big for an 8-minute part of the game.
I will say, Vladimir's doing great. I was wrong. I thought this was going to go way worse for them, to be honest. I thought he would get pressured more heavily. But the strengths of Senna seem to have kind of covered very effectively for the weaknesses of the Vladimir in the early game. Because Senna is a very strong laner, you know, and if they step forward, the auto Qs, and also you're queuing through the Vladimir if you're doing it effectively to actually heal and damage at the same time, of course. Broken Blade just chilling. He's getting XP, so he's happy right now. Bard is moving up, and there's no flash on Hasmed, and he does have Spellbook Ignite. So this is that timing that I was talking about, where you can actually die if you get a little bit cocky.
Ooh, and Broken Blade has to answer the wave. Doesn't want to let it all die, so he will drop from his control ward. Also keep in mind that with Herald being started, who's got the pressure? Sion now spotted on the wave, which means Targamas is going to have a hard time doing anything here. This, I believe, can be burned down.
Ezreal's bot. I mean, they should have this for sure.
Vayne has plenty of damage.
Yeah, I mean, Jankos is on Wolves. Ezreal is bot. Unless Targamas steals this, which is just like
easy
absolutely troll, then they will secure it. So that is good. Top lane's still going all right, but I mean, it's not a massive advantage by any means. Broken Blade has just kind of been chilling. Like, you don't have to win. You just have to just absolutely not get pounded, right? Like, your team is slamming on the other side of the map. So even if Broken Blade is down like 40, 50 CS in the next 10 minutes, who cares, right? You just have to get experience.
And because Shogun rotated up, you know, the value they're getting from the Herald is kind of being answered by the fact that Flakked was untouched, solo farming down to the bot lane, probably got 2 waves, probably got close to 2 plates. And you'll Herald charge, and now a play here. Taki's going to be slowed up, ignited. True Shot Barrage will not land, and just sidesteps the ulti, will not die. That would have been kill number 5 for Jankos.
Narrowly able to survive there is Taki. Shogun under his tower saying, please, let me have the minions. But on the top side, Hasmed at the very least did force the ulti in retreat for Broken Blade. I'm not sure on his TP cooldown here. You know, maybe back. I don't actually know because he spell looked over to the Ignite. I can't remember when he used it last. But at the very least,
be up yet.
You know, I wouldn't think so. BeanJ will grab the red, and he can pressure up towards top. But Caps is on the move here, does have his ulti. I don't think they're going to commit to the play, so it will just be a little bit of those minions lost. And even though there is some advantage up on the top side for Hasmed, it only resulted in 1 plate, and Hasmed just got that plate when he wasn't even ranged, so he didn't even get the local gold. So, you know, the tower is not like it's low enough to just drop a Herald for a free kill or anything like that. You know, Broken Blade's just playing very respectfully.
It's a minion, gonna take a knockup. Not quite. Good sidestep there as he pushes towards, I'm not sure, actually. Could be Ruin King first, could be just a shield bow, or even, I mean, if you're going really anti-tank, you can go for Kraken Slayer.
But I think realistically, you're gonna have to 5v5. Like, so I think it should just be shield bow. I don't think your team is going to hold up long enough that you can just AFK split push side lane with Kraken, but we'll see. We'll see what his read is on that.
Blade should be pretty much killable. Shouldn't have any mana at all. He's got a flash, but oh, the sun gets sidestepped, but with a TF here, that should always be a kill. Donated over, yes. Hasmed, oh, BeanJ, and the red buff took it away. Not much you can say about that one.
Yeah, can't blame him on that one, really. They did try to give it over. Now they're looking for the dive on
Flakked still has the ulti on him. I don't know if he can get out. It's going to be very low health bar right now. Empower Q in a second, and that's going to be a kill in the bottom lane. Flakked left alone on the Ezreal and falls.
Man, it's the plates going down in the bottom lane here. As Targamas has been on the roam, you know, making the world tour here. Up to the top side, Jankos is going back, and they have TP, so they're going to actually try to defend this in the 2v2. Jankos is really strong. If Hasmed gets caught on the recall, that was a fast recall, and Hasmed, he's dead.
That's a death every time. So how are you going to play around it? Gets away from the Q at the very least, tries to go for broke here, empowers up, flashes, but he's still going to be spotted. And that is double summoner and ult down to get absolutely nothing. A waste from Hasmed, overplaying his very weak hand.
Yep. I mean, if BeanJ stayed, I'm not sure if they actually had vision on the Graves first. I think they could have potentially 2v2'd that, right? But unfortunately, the Rift Herald recall a lot faster. Ends up meaning Hasmed goes down.
Doesn't go for the instant ult. Could have maybe tried to go for broke on a Caps here. Still waiting in camouflage, and Caps will not play. Ooh. Yeah, okay. Flash W, if Caps doesn't react, could be a kill. Gonna look for a lot of damage. Froggy side says a great stun, Targamas.
Yeah, really well placed there from Targamas. They will push this out at the very least. He's got to drop Herald pretty soon. It is getting very low, but he just wants to run towards bot and probably guarantee the tower. The problem is, Targamas is going to follow you around.
I like this, though. He fakes like he's going to play to the bottom side. What a flash by Caps! Next Q should kill! He might burn, and he does! BeanJ, I love that, because every play is go to bot, knock down the Herald, knock down the tower. He's like, no, Caps, you don't know I'm here.
But I love this mind game. Targamas just is following him around, because he's just going to Bard ult the Herald charge, right? So he's not able to place it. I think he's going to have to drop in base or something now. Like, he's not even going to get out. So now you just have to drop in base. It's almost guaranteed to actually get immune. Please tell me you're not just going to let it expire.
I mean, it like flashes for you, like, unless you're like actually
he's going to let it expire, isn't he?
No reason to. You can hit it right now.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Please?
I think did he use it? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Wait
for the last second, yeah.
But Bard now just runs towards top. We'll track on the minimap. You know, it is going to be Targamas. We'll see if he can actually get up there.
He missed that word.
Targamas is staying bot, so they actually might get this charge. They're pushing up here. Targamas is still down there.
Here's Jankos. Gonna find the slow and a bit more. This could be the kill. Yes, it will be. His ward missed the brush. He didn't see Jankos play too far up and gets absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that ward means a lot, unfortunately, and they don't even get the charge off that either, despite the fact that Targamas is holding bot, because they were worried about Flakked getting dove. So Jankos able to move up towards topside. The game's still very close as far as the gold does go, but Hasmed has not been able to really get much from this Vayne whatsoever. It's actually been more about the Senna and Vladimir kind of creating the advantages.
Maybe. Charm lands beautiful by Caps, a flash! Oh, that R to redirect was great. Caps solo kills Froggy 2-1 and 3.
Really well played there by Caps. Another kill on Froggy, who's just been having a rough game. Caps got put way ahead thanks to Jankos, and he is making the most of it. Jankos now has a full Mythic on top of the Umbral. and it is the Sion in the Sion versus Vayne matchup that gets first tower, despite the fact that Vayne's team also had the Herald.
Yeah.
So who'd have thunk it? But well played by Jankos again, getting up there. I mean, he's just been everywhere, right? Like, this game is absolutely Jankos stiff. Multiple ganks towards mid early, gets kills on bot, gets kills on top, forces out summoners, has been able to take the dragon. He's just done it all, and it's really hard for them to kind of answer anywhere he is on the map. Like, he has kill threat on everyone. I
feel like we're gonna cat back to the hotel and there's gonna be a smiling Polish man. Like, he's just everywhere. Right? Jankos is.
You open up your shower. Ah, how'd you get in here?
Well, that's because I have a poster on the wall of him, so he's just always there grinning. But maybe in real life one day, a man can dream. 2,000 gold lead to G2. And they're doing great things, right? I mean, as much as we're like, man, Caps is so good. Jankos is also truly incredible. I mean,
Caps having a good game, but this game is all about Jankos.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's the one that put him ahead. He's the one that's dictating the pace. He is where all the action is. 7 of 8 KP. Would have had 100% if it wasn't for that pesky Caps getting the solo kill.
How dare you?
How could he?
I give you these 3 kills in your lane, and you go solo kill him for me? Why would you do that?
Despicable, really.
Yeah. Okay, a little bit of damage there. Ahri goes off, looking for the claim, but unfortunately not in smite range. Ult's getting away from some of it. Shogun try again for a bit more of this dive, and there's the gold card. There's everything else. Everfrost, and he cleanses and flashes a whole lot of nothing. So again, a lot of wasted summoners here in these last few games of the day. Flakked goes down, though. Good to see some side laning. Shogun looking pretty good.
I mean, Flakked getting punished very hard. It might end up being about just like playing towards Shogun, right? Play towards the Vladimir, because Vayne is just not that threatening. It is shield bow, as I expected. There's a lot of armor on Broken Blade, though. He is very tanky, has the Mythic, has the Warden's Mail. They at least stop that second charge. Curious to see how many souls Senna has. We just saw her pick up a lot. We'll see if they actually do click on her at some point. I'll try to watch out for that.
Yeah.
But
there we go.
Yeah, I mean, it's
43.
Okay, 43. Not a ton, to be honest. Not bad, but not like a ridiculous amount by any means. But they're in an okay spot. Like, the game is still close. They have to play through sides. Any fight you can take away from Jankos actually looks pretty good, I think, for Saigon Buffalo. And yes, he is incredibly fed, but he is fairly squishy. I think we're going to expect to see him to move towards MR because the Vayne is super weak. The Vladimir is going to be a lot of threat here. If Vladimir can get backline, if he morphs towards like a Ma or something, I feel like there's almost no chance of him dying. But there is no exhaust, so you do still have to respect the potential of the all-in, the amp from the Vladimir ultimate with Senna ulti over top, all of these skills getting thrown in. But of course, it has to be more about picks because it's very difficult to just like walk through the Sion and get to Jankos. So they have to try to really push out the side lanes, try to get someone to respond, maybe find Jankos in transition. That is their hope. If you can get that 900 gold shutdown, that would be a lot for Saigon Buffalo. But G2 controlling vision on this bottom side. They're looking to preempt the play.
They're going to spot something. There's the first stun, looking for a ton of damage there. The snipe not going to hit anything. Azonius is in. Targamas will not quite die, but here comes the chase. A great ulti. Buys a lot of time. Shogun got a sidestep. A Caps when he deletes one champion. Jankos going to lead another, and it's all G2 all the time. A 3 for nothing. And BeanJ is going to be next. Will we get the charm? He's going to be in range to spot it. Caps gets some Q damage and wants to get that little bit more. The move speed's on. Charm forces the flash away.
Going up the flash, nicely done. Caps on the chase, very patient with that. I mean, just like that, you really start to feel the hopes kind of slipping away. Saigon Buffalo were keeping it pretty close in the gold lead, but a couple more kills going the way of G2, pushing in. You can see the vision domination here. They're fighting for it. Broken Blade already priming the Q as the Bard steps out to clear the ward. Baited them into it. Fully charged Q. Does land on the Shogun. Nicely played by Targamas as well, getting away from BeanJ. Has the well-timed ultimate to land on the Viego as he exits the tunnel. And on the other side, they're just cleaning up Caps and Jankos, the dynamic duo.
Yeah.
The big veterans of G2 here. They're getting it all.
Hard 5v4. Hasmed walking out of base. And, good job Broken Blade being there in time to make that the numbers difference. Obviously, yeah, the dynamic duo, the long-standing members of G2, been there for years now.
Yeah.
Doing so much there. What, a combined 11, 1, and 6? Just, they're incredible, right? And now we get to look at another fight. Caps wants to get Froggy. Ulti goes absolutely nowhere, and Targamas here for show. Maybe, yeah, there we go. The heal means he's getting the assist credit, and so Caps can claim this kill. You got plenty of time to make that one happen. Froggy just gonna run away for a little while. It's gotta be a kill, it will be. Good job. Caps on a rampage.
Yep, Caps is forced to use the ultimate at the very least there, but another kill. They just have no threat in side lane because they don't have any winning matchups is kind of the problem, right? Like, Hasmed is getting put behind. Froggy is 0-6. He has had a really tough game. So, you know, anywhere Caps matches Froggy, Froggy's probably going to die. Hasmed doesn't really have any pressure on the Sion. And even if he does in the 1v1, if Jankos shows up, you lose that 1v1. Like, look how much lethality is on Jankos. You are going to get smoked. So, it is very difficult for them to really get pressure, and that's why, you know, BeanJ is up here towards that top side. They're trying to kind of focus on getting some wards in this area. You know, putting down the wards all around that top side is, oh, so we have a little replay there in the mini-map. But, you know, vision all on the top side. 3-4 wards up there for Saigon Buffalo, being able to at least create a bit of space here for Hasmed. But G2 on the bottom side, you know, taking away the enemy jungle, they're going to be setting up for this next dragon. That'll put them at soul point. And they can't even threaten the dive.
Yep. Sion is happy against Triple AD in a 1v3. He's armor stacking, and he's just fine on that one.
Yep.
And now we look for the next little play as Targamas and Jankos doing a very similar play, but probably with better results. I mean, bot lane tier 2 already dead. You can see 4-2 in the turret score. A 4,000 gold in Froggy. Oh, goodbye.
No, man.
Yeah,
Not
he's
again.
going to just be jumped on. And, you ready? Froggy croaks in the bottom lane.
Okay. It's four
Even
pink
production
wards here.
groaned at me for that one.
Yeah, 4 pink wards down in that bottom side jungle for G2. Every time I blow up the minimap, seems to be something going on down there that hides it.
Okay.
So I'm just not going to try. But,
This is the one.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it. They're full vision control on the bottom side. Even that pink ward and side brush around mid lane. So it's 5 pink wards from G2 down towards bottom side. They're just playing for jungle, playing for dragons here. Work towards soul in a really, really good position.
Oh, Taki.
Watch Taki die.
No,
Oh my god.
that-
Didn't even need the charm. It just insta-killed him.
Yeah, flashes, dies anyway. Goes for Shogun, rooted in place.
He
He's
still
going to
hasn't
get
even charmed.
some damage. Sidesteps the charm, and he will heal up, but the chase down is good. Caps dominating and barely takes any damage, so G2 just running over this game now. A quick slow into BeanJ. Will they get the rest of Flash? Slowed up by Bard, but does stay alive.
Yeah, unfortunately, Baron unlikely to win this fight. It is a 1v5. It's rarely a fair fight for Baron Nashor, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We'll see if BeanJ can make some magic happen. Doesn't have flash, does have ulti. You flip it. Even if it's a 2% chance, you flip it because
Ult Smite.
it's, you're not going to win this game otherwise. We'll see if he
Ult
can
Smite
make
is
it
possible.
happen.
Does he have the vision is the question. Bit of vision because of Senna. Oh, it's too late. The smite was early and can't find his way in, so down goes the jungler. And why is everyone else even here, though? There's no reason to contest this one. You're going to give a couple more kills this point. He will try to run away as a couple of souls are grabbed by Senna. That's cute and everything. They do manage to slink away with their lives, Saigon Buffalo. BeanJ tries and, you know, can't quite get it.
Yep. Worth trying there. I mean, everything is just falling apart around them. You got to go for the flip. I mean, you can criticize a flip when the game is even. You can't criticize a flip when the game is 95-5, right? And that's kind of the position that they are in. Taki just absolutely deleted. He's flashing away. Caps doesn't even have to use the charm. He's just holding it forever because he's so fed. He can't lose the fights. Like, he's 3 levels up on this. He insta-kills the Senna. Chases down here. They don't even need the Bard ulti, which would have landed anyway. Back to live. We're going to watch Taki die some more.
Wow, and the train just hits him over.
Shogun.
He's going to die. Yeah, good luck, Shogun, and doesn't
Almost
even
had him.
basically anything. Double kill in for Caps. 9, 1, and 5. He is now eclipsed Jankos, despite the items telling you the other way. And now we look at a 9,000 gold lead. G2 pushing down the bottom side. They've got a cannon, they've got a Baron, and they're going to be knocking down an inhibitor.
Yep, going to be knocking down that Inhib. Honestly, they could probably just push for the win. We'll see if they actually want to go for it, or if they're going to play it a little bit more carefully. Do have the ability to try to look for a dive, but don't need to do it by any means. They're going to look to try to end here. They're just so far ahead.
Next turret number 1, 8 seconds, and Shogun coming back up. No summoners, no ulti. Turret 1 is gone. Taki just going to probably blow up. Ult's going to land. Executed by Collector. That's why I like Locket. Bit of durability, but it's going to be another turret falling. A charm going to land perfectly as he comes out of the stopwatch, and the turrets will fall. An exciting beginning of the game, a really cool draft from Saigon Buffalo. However, they will drop to 0-4. They are 2 games behind a 4th seed to make semifinals. G2 keep the streak going. 24-0 marks a 22-5 victory. The win streak continues. G2 Esports, the best team so far at MSI 2022.
12 in a row in the LEC, now 12 in a row here at MSI, matching their win streak from regional play, looking incredibly dominant. This game was all about Jankos. That's really all you need to see is about the first 5 minutes from Jankos, so you can kind of tell where this one was going. But I have to give credit to Saigon Buffalo. Their bot lane did great with something that was very atypical. You know, I was absolutely doubting the Vladimir that it would be able to actually hold up. Of course, Targamas was roaming a lot, but, you know, they got some action done there. There were some kind of hopeful moments. It was a really cool draft. But Hasmed not really able to create any sort of advantage. Broken Blade more than equal to the task to hold him down and just kind of bide his time until Jankos could get up there. And when Jankos got that far ahead, he puts Caps in a big advantage, and we know Caps is going to do Caps things. He is playing so aggressive. And the G2 duo mid-jungle run over this game, continue their run in the tournament, where they have just looked incredible. Have had some close games, have had some competitive games, but no one able to take